So Ren made a track called Power, and of course I'm supposed to sit here and break down the meaning, you know, the psychology, the hidden layers, right? Do you know what real power is? Power is realizing you've been watching me ramble for 10 minutes and still haven't clicked away. That's power. Now Ren got bars, but I get your full attention. Now that's a whole new level of manipulation right there. I'm just kidding. Welcome back to my channel. If you're here for intelligent analysis, you're in the wrong place. This is half analysis and half confusion and fully unnecessary. Unless you're into this kind of stuff. But first, a comment. Malas Dikuburan 756. Pretty nice grind music. I just got my T1 Capital, so it's perfect. Oh, this is from another video. Dirtwin Mom. Dirtwin Mom? Love your style. Just like Ren, you bring your own rhythm to the reactions. Enjoying your own rap at the end. Well, you know, I was just fooling around.
Get it? Power. These kids don't play my shit, I never had a top 10. Maybe it's cause I sing about violence and depression. They say don't blame these kids, just focus on yourself, friend. Well, if they don't like what I'm doing now, then fuck them. Don't trip, I up the ante, learning licks like John Frusciante, smoking spliffs and popping candy, idolizing Sid and Nancy. Woo! Rock and roll in my soul, bumping that King Cole on the dole, fish and chips and games consoles.
That is the most British flex I've ever heard. Dude, forget gold chains and Lambos. Ren's power comes from cheap food and playing PlayStation. Dude, and that came so suddenly too. Wow. Did not expect that one. Now you might laugh, but what if that's the real metaphor for power? Now think about it. Fish, the symbol of Christ, and chips, the industrialized potato, the product of empire and colonization. I mean, I would say potato represents the working class struggle, while, you know, like a battered cod symbolizes resilience under oil. Literal oil. BP anyone? And consoles, that's escapism. That's the digital throne where entire generations rule their own worlds. So what is Ren actually saying? Fish and chips and game consoles. He says forget kings and crowns. The modern empire is run on fried food, faith, and Fortnite. Behold the holy trinity of 2025.
Fish and chips and games consoles, council house and violent flow. But life weren't sweet at home. Mum and dad took a trip and they split shalom. What will be, but me, I hate to see my mum alone. Late night crying, get so high to try to silence sounds of fighting. Through the walls I heard love dying, so I focused on my... That's what it was. I focused on my...
It's kind of like carpool karaoke or whatever, like carpool. I don't know. I didn't actually watch it. There was a thing when they drove in the car with famous people and they sang stuff, I guess.
Now let's go back. Let's go back.
Hold on. Can we just appreciate the chorus here? Because just this simple chorus actually hits harder than the government speeches about power. Now, if you notice in the chorus that it's not aggressive. It's almost like it's ghostly. It's haunting. It feels less like I got power and more like I'm haunted about what power really is. Now that is a smart contrast and I do like it.
Now let's go back. Let's go back. These kids don't play my shit, I never had a gold plaque. My style is old school, but I swear this ain't a throwback. I put my visions into rhythms on a dope track. to understand the place I'm coming from. Let's go back. When I was 16, I was a sick teen. I was a victim of my head.
When I was 16, I was a 16. I was a victim of my head. This is raw honesty. His Genesis story. And 16 is where most people are worried about exams, crushes, maybe sneaking a drink on a party. But for our good friend Ren, it was survival. His enemy was not outside. His enemy was inside. The power for him didn't come from strength. It came from surviving sickness. And that's why when Ren is talking about power, it never feels fake.
I was a victim of my head. I was just 16, up in the kitchen, racking up lines till my nose bled. 16 in an affliction, in an addiction with my dread. I was just 16, I was quite sick then. I was a prick then, I was a pleb, but fuck it. We're all misguided individuals, life can suck it. My cup ain't half full, man, I'm filling up the whole bucket. I'll drink my tears so I can drown my sorrow. Sing like I might die tomorrow. Live note for note, I go for broke on every single song I wrote. And every single song I write brings freedom to my weary mind. A healing that you'll only find inside an intricate design of kicks and snares and fat bass lines. I flip the script until I find my...
If you ask me, this is the punchline. Power isn't money or fame or charts. For Ren, power is about writing his way out of pain, turning bass lines into medicine. It's not about controlling others with your fame. And we all know that it's all about controlling his demons.
The script until I find my... It is what it is. I focus on my... Now run the track. Run the track.
Is that his friend on the side, like who helps with his videos and stuff? I'm talking during the song because now it doesn't really matter. Watch out for the buzz. Oh, yeah. Dude, a really chill song, wow. It's also a song that you can have in the background. You don't really mind it. Which I don't really like, but... Oh, that's it? Alright, so, I might actually take this off. I don't need it because now I'm not listening to anything. But after a song like this, I think about the word itself, power. And we throw that word around quite lightly. Political power, physical power, money, status. But Ren strips all that away in this song. His version of power isn't about controlling others. It's about control over yourself. Or maybe, more honestly, it's about trying to wrestle some kinda control back from a life that keeps taking it away. If you think about Ren's situation, I think that could be pretty accurate. Because look at what he gives us here. The childhood chaos, the broken family, the addiction, the violence, that was the world that defined him for years. And most people would carry that as scars, as we do. And Ren probably have it as scars too, but he also have it as fuel. And this is something that psychologists talk about all the time. That trauma can break you, but it could also shape you. There's no guarantee which way it goes. And for Ren, as a sick teenager, the one fighting in his own head at 16, trauma was supposed to destroy him, but what do we hear instead? Every song I write brings freedom to my weary mind. Now, zoom out for a second. Ren's talking about power in a personal sense, but it lands in a cultural way too. If you think about it, he never had a top 10. He never chased the radio, which most independent artists claim that they don't. He sings about violence and depression, things that most mainstream artists avoid. And yet here he is, with millions listening. Millions of us relates to him. And that is the power outside the system. He makes a whole hook out of power. Whoa, 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 whoa. And it works. Why does it work? Because it doesn't even need to explain power. You can feel power in his song. And if you ask me, that's the art of doing something, that politics and advertising can't. You're bypassing the brain. And you're hitting straight to the chest. What a strange irony. Ren may not care about the industry's definition of power, but instead exercising real influence. And then there's, of course, the deeper layer. Ren goes back to time. That time is an author, the time is a lesson, the curse, but of course, also the blessing. And here, power and time are inseparable. Because if you think about it again, now I said it 3 times and I'm very sorry, but power is always temporary. Politicians lose elections, money fades, and bodies weaken. But power, through creation and through music and through any art, survives time. And that is the paradox, that Ren lived much of his life powerless, bedridden, sick, and voiceless. But by turning those moments into songs, he flipped the script, so to speak. His illness tried to silence him, and he made that into rhythm. And that is the power that time cannot erase. Because long after that pain is gone, the music stays. And that's why he sings with that urgency, that desperation he has. Because every verse feels like it might be his last. Because he knows what it's not like to have time. So what do we take from this song? For me, it's that the power is not about how strong you look. It's not how high you climb. It's about what you can do. It's about what you can do with what you have been given. And even if what you have been given feels broken or unfair or even impossible, nothing is impossible. But it might be extremely improbable. And maybe that's the part that really stays with me in this song. That power doesn't have to be selfish. Most people chase it for themselves. And Ren's version is shared. His power is the freedom he finds in the rhymes. And the way that freedom echoes into the mind of everyone's listening. And I do think this is why people connect to this. Because deep down, we all know that we're powerless against something. Whether it is time, pain, or loss. Now that's power. And the best part, when you hear it, when you really feel this song, a little bit of that power becomes yours too. And I see you guys again. At least that's what I feel.